The next one is believes in a higher love. And this is so key because if you don't believe that something is possible, well, then it's not going to be possible for you because you don't believe it.
Yep.
And I think this is so huge because the story out there is that like marriage is super hard and it doesn't work and everyone's getting divorced and you know, the old ball and chain or all these different stories, right? But they're just stories. And if that's what you're looking for, then you'll find it. But if you're also looking for and deeply believe in and hope for and visualize and focus on a higher kind of love, a healthy, supportive, fun, connected relationship, you will find it out there. You'll start to, if you're really actively looking for that, and searching for that and Googling that and watching videos about that, you will start to find story after story or story after example of beautiful, supportive, healthy relationships. I mean, you are here right now.
Yeah.
You're looking at one, you know? And I think a big key in our relationship was was already believing that it was possible, but also continuing to believe that it's possible and disrupting stories that say anything less than that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about anything that has changed in the history of time, people went against the grain and say, no, we're gonna do it this way. We're like, you can't do that. No, we're gonna fly this time. You can't do that. We're gonna have autonomous cars right now. That's not possible. Really? Like, we have to continue to change the game, keep disrupting, know the rules so that you can break them and build better ones. Same thing in relationships, right? And how do we know? Well, we've studied a lot of married couples and we've heard from a lot of married couples. And it's not only in marriage, it's in dating. Like, oh, I'm never gonna find, well, what you focus on will expand, right? What you focus on, energy goes, your focus goes. Like, if I'm about to buy a new car and I wanna buy, I don't know, an Aston Martin. I've always wanted to buy an Aston Martin. I don't really need one. But if I choose to look at some of those things, it'll trigger my reticular activating system, RAC, in my brain, and I'll start to see more of that. If I want to look at Lexuses, right, or Jeeps, I'm going to start to see more Jeeps all the way around. That's going to start to see that more often. If you focus on healthy relationships, know that there's a higher love, not just with us and what we continue to look for and continue to evolve to, but yes, that will expand, that will grow. You will start to see more of that. And when you start to surround yourself with more of that, you will become that, right?
And part of the whole reason of why we created Relationship Renegades was, you know, when we first started dating, Emilio had a little bit of the story of like, well, you're an actress, and a lot of entertainment couples don't last or are super unhealthy or toxic. And I was like, no.
And that's societal norm in the media. You see that.
That's what maybe media says or magazines or stories, but I actually live in the entertainment industry and I am constantly meeting beautiful, healthy, supportive, power couples that are doing amazing things together and have so much love and joy and have sustained relationships that have spanned like 30, 50, 60 years plus, you know, like lifelong relationships, and created beautiful films together and overcome extreme challenges together. But it is the commitment to look for and believe and not settle for anything less. And it is hard sometimes because people will tell you that you're crazy. They'll be like, you're too picky, or like, you know what I mean? You just need to like settle down. And I mean, if you choose to believe that, like that's what your life will be, but you could also say no, like I will not accept less than I deserve. And I know that I will find something beautiful and supportive, and I will continue to work on myself so that I can attract at the level that I am being, and my beingness is so high that I'm attracting at that level. And if we would have, I mean, there's so many times when we both almost gave up or settled, but I think it was that belief that kept us going, learning and growing and failing forward till finally we found each other. And then once we found each other, we continued to believe and to fail forward and to learn and grow, and we'll never stop.
And when you believe, one thing I just want to add before we go on to the next is, in the work that you're doing right now, whether you're in the beginning, in the middle, or maybe close to the end, and it's never really the end.
Yeah, there's never really an end,
But to finding the love and lifestyle that you've always wanted, feeling is so important.
Yeah.
We're scared to feel sometimes. We stay up here, and it's the hardest path and journey to the heart. Really focus on the heart. The heart can literally think, feel, and remember independently of the head brain. The heart is super powerful. Come to the heart, breathe through the heart, think through the heart, and ask yourself day by day, like, Am I in my head or am I in my heart in this moment? And where do I want to be? Right? And so even in this moment, whatever's going on through your life, take a moment, stop this video and say, where am I right now? And where do I want to be? Right? Because you can change the way you feel and your family feels and the way that your business feels like that, because you get to make the choice. But sometimes the best thing to do is only going here. And what happens is that you're in a different state of consciousness at that point, because you cannot solve a problem in the same consciousness in which it was created. That's Albert Einstein. And so really try to do things differently. That's the renegade portion here. And so I think when you do that, everything changes.